that was my thought process. Okay. It was that, everybody has a past. I can forgive your past. That's not the issue. But you made some very good points about, protecting your seed. And that did come up later on because it got a lot deeper since we talked. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you. We on YouTube and it's kind of family friendly.
Yeah,
We ain't
exactly.
gotta go that
So
far.
no, not with the two of us. But just like I found out he had like other children, like he had donated um sperm to a lesbian couple, that so he has like another child out here that he doesn't really like deal with. And I was like, huh. And so one of the things while we were at dinner, he was saying that he wanted more children. Well, I'm 44, my child is in college. I don't want any more children. And you already have 5. So that didn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
he's also trucking towards 50. That didn't make any sense to me. And so he was like, yeah, he always dreamed of having 10 kids. And I was like, yeah, so that's not possible at this point, not from me. And so I think, he told me later on, because I did ask him later. I was like, I didn't feel like the energy was the same once we met. And I was asking him, like, did he agree? And he was like, well, the whole not wanting kids situation was a big turnoff for him, because he was like, you look like you can have kids, you're in great shape. And I was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. Like that's not the issue. The issue is that I know that I don't want more children at this point.
and even with that, did he ever think of geriatric pregnancies?
Right. And I talked to him about that, because what I said to him was, I was like, you do realize that the eggs that I have in my body, I was born with. They've been in my body for 44 years. I don't really want to bring them out when I have a healthy child that I've already produced and you have 5. I don't see why we would need to do this at this point. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, more power. I have plenty of friends who are still having families, and I support that. That's just not what I want. I mean, I work with children, and I mean, I'm very upfront about that. So, that's one of the things that, nah. And so he said that was something that, like, it was important to him. So we stopped talking. And I was fine with that, for us not to talk anymore.
Yeah.
And so then he randomly called me one day, and we were talking, and he was like, he was like, I really like you. He was like, we could do like a surrogate. And I was like, a surrogate?
So that crossed my mind. I was going to say, but I'm like, there's a certain age you get, even guy or girl, you too old to be chasing children,
Well,
grandchildren,
see, yeah.
grandchildren, no, children, yes.
Well, I told him with the surrogate situation, I was like, that would be something that would have to be really be discussed. Because I mean, like I said, I've worked with children for 20 years. So I mean, I love kids, but I am definitely at a point where if I'm in a relationship, I want to be able to enjoy my partner.
Right.
And what you end up doing while you're raising kids, and I was a single parent. So I mean, you tell me if this is true or not, but if you're going to be an involved parent, you're on the road, you're going back and forth to practices, you know what I'm saying? You are
Yes.
with your kids all the time. You're on PTO, you know what I'm saying? I did all of that stuff, and I did it by myself. And I mean, I know it would be different doing it with a partner, but I don't know that I want to do that at this phase of my life. Like at this phase of my life, I want to be able to sit down, watch football, and let's go on vacation without children.
And at a, you know, and that's actually, for a person, if you're close to 50, that's kind of what you want, because if you're 50 and you got a 2-year-old, um,
Yeah.
and I know couples like that. I know people like that,
Hey.
and that's more power to them. Now, I had my kids was born between, I was between the ages of 26 and 30. So
Mhm.
I well, obviously I'm done, but
Right.
but the, the thing is that a lot of people, and you want to wait for the right person, but if you got 5 and
Right.
She got one. That's six.
That's
And
it.
y'all get four more. What you gonna do? One every year for four surrogates? You gonna have quadruplets? What? No, no. He must make $1 million or something because kids are not inexpensive.
And that's the thing. Kids are not inexpensive. And yeah, I just couldn't. And I guess my thing is that, like my daughter is 20 years old. Why we can't just hold out for grandkids? They might be coming pretty soon. And so, that was my point. That was another point, but I just couldn't. And then the whole surrogate thing, when he was talking about that, he was like, now, if the surrogate, I don't believe in a turkey baster. And I was like, okay, well, what are you proposing? I was like, so you're saying that we be together and I'm okay you going to sleep with somebody else to have a baby? Like,
Did he do
we
that with a
talking about
lesbian couple? Because
we
that,
talking about Abraham and Sarah. And see, that was when the lesbian situation came up. And I was like, all I could think about was what you said when you said like he doesn't protect his seed. And I was
exactly.
like, oh, yeah, now I understand because it goes deeper. And I had never really thought about that because like my thing was that his kids, the first four children are with an ex-wife.
Right.
So, to me, you had a family. Um, but you made a good point. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I
Definitely.
was like, I see where you're coming from, because that's gonna be an issue. Because then I started to notice that it showed up in everything. It showed
Yes.
up in everything.
Yes.
Because then it came a time, and then this was a big thing for me. And I don't think we're gonna talk anymore after this conversation because um so I was still kind of leery, but well, right after we met and then he called me back, this was before the surrogate conversation. um we were talking about like me coming to Atlanta to visit with him for like a weekend, right? Well,
Right.
the weekend before I was supposed to come, I hit a deer like with my car.
Right. Which
And it
happens in South
really
Carolina a lot.
Right. It happens in South Carolina a lot, but it like damaged my car really, really bad and kind of freaked me out because it happened like early in the morning. I was trying to go run with my sister. And so I called him and I was like, yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to come because well, I texted him and I was like, so I hit a deer, messed up my car really bad. Kind of freaked me out. I'm a little leery about driving at night, like it really got me. And so he was like, okay, cool. You good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. So then like a couple weeks ago when he called me, we were just talking and he brought it up. And he was like, it was really messed up that you didn't come and see me after you hit the deer. And I was like, I said, what? And he was like, yeah, because you were all right. And I said, really? I said, actually, that happened like 2 days after Thanksgiving. And I'm still not going that way when I leave my house
Right.
at
Right.
night. Like, it really messed with me. So, and then like, I was like, and they had to do $6,000 worth of work to my car. Like,
Mm.
this was not just a little fender bender with a deer.
Oh,
Like it was a bad situation. And again, like if you're not offering me concern about my safety, I don't need you. Like that really bothered me. And then also I felt like, if you wanted to hang out so hard that weekend, once I told you what happened, why didn't you offer to come here?
and that's the thing is that, like I said, it's when you and I had the conversation, I was saying that these are kind of red flags because a person, going back to the person not protecting the seed, means they're selfish.
Right. Yeah.
There's no because you told him what you wanted. You
Hmm.
told him you gave him your limits, and he just was trying to bulldoze right through to get his way. It happens.
Right.
People do that, but the fact that he expressed disappointment that you wouldn't come see him, and he wasn't even thinking of saying, well, why don't I come keep you company while your car's getting fixed or something like that. That would have been, I think that would have went a